YouTube, what's going on? What's going on? Hey man, I truly gotta say, I know I threw some of y'all off with yesterday's title. I think I miss being fat, but that was my gotcha to get you. You know, I got you in there so you can actually take a look at it and really listen from start to finish because there was a lot of gems dropped in there and it was a whole different perspective that was dropped. So people that's on this journey or that been on that journey, you gotta understand, I'm gonna push the fucking needle and I'm gonna push a lot of buttons. I'm gonna talk about shit that maybe people was afraid to come forward with, or maybe they not feeling the way I feel, but I'm gonna talk about it because this journey was more so mental and spiritual for me. The physical shit was just a receipt of me showing up for myself. And that's a great thing. But there's just so much more to this. Like somebody said in my comments one time, the fitness comic, bro, I like that. That's funny as hell because I don't really think I'm that funny, but some people think I do. Some people think I am for some reason. I don't think so, but hey, maybe that might help me somewhere along the line. But I like doing shit ain't nobody else doing. You know, I'm actually reading y'all journal entries that I fucking write that's really coming from my head, my heart, and my spirit. And it's vulnerable as fuck because people don't talk about what they write about in their most deepest, darkest thoughts. But I don't give a fuck because this shit that can help somebody. This is something that's gonna help me grow. And me being vulnerable was one of the main reasons why I struggled in my past because I always looked at that vulnerability as a way for me to get hurt. You know, it's always about, and I said this all the time, I literally would take off my bulletproof vest to get shot. You know what I mean? Knowing that I could possibly get shot. That's cool. The 10% version of myself, hey, play it how I go, take it how it's coming. Just like that, you know, you just got to deal with these things. That's life. What's the purpose of living this life if you can't be vulnerable sometimes? It's going to hurt, but I mean, you just got to learn from it. And for so long, I had set myself up to not get hurt because of shit that happened to me in my past. Opening up ain't so bad, you know, and putting it out here. I call this the black hole, but putting it out here, I mean, it might cross by these 820 subscribers that I got. You never know. It could cross through somebody who really need to hear some of this shit and be like, damn, I actually do feel that way. Damn, I'm experiencing this. How did you get over this? How are you working on that, right? So I don't mind reading my journal entries to y'all. They real, they raw, and it's open. So I don't just tell y'all to read and journal while you're on this journey just to tell you to fucking do it. I tell you because it's a sense of getting this stuff out and learning to control these things that's now gonna be happening in your life. Because today's journal entry is called, you know, I don't think I ever hated myself. But I'm gonna explain why. I used to tell people I hated myself when I was fat. I believe that shit. Hell, I said it enough times that it became my truth. But lately, I've been thinking quite a bit about it. And I don't think that's what I actually felt. I don't think I hated myself. I think I hated watching myself become someone I couldn't trust. Being a guy who's real big into trust in other people, it's funny that I couldn't even trust myself. And that's the difference. Because even at my heaviest, I still love my kids. I still love my lady. I still tried to be a great father. I still tried to be a great husband. I tried to be a great everything. I still wanted to help people. I still had dreams. I still laughed. I still showed up for work. I still believed that Allah had something bigger planned for me. That doesn't sound like somebody who hated himself. Not at all. That sounds like somebody who was fucking trapped. What I actually hated was waking up every morning and believing my own bullshit. This is the week. I'm serious this time. I'm done. I'm changing. I look myself dead square in the mirror and I believe every fucking word. And then Friday would come. I'd order that bullshit. I'd order the goofy shit. Tell myself I'd start again on Monday. And somewhere along the way, I stopped trusting the man in the mirror. Not because he was fat, but because he kept lying to me. You know what's crazy? Nobody can hurt your confidence the way you can yourself. Every promise you break to yourself, it left a scar on me that nobody else could see. Every time I said I'll wake up early and turned into and hit the snooze button. Every time I said I'll only eat one cheat meal and it turned into a whole month of eating goofy shit because it tasted good or I just wanted the shit. Every time I said I'm going to stay disciplined and folded like a fourth grade fucking love letter. And the second that life got uncomfortable for me, I tended to fold even more. I wasn't just gaining weight. I was teaching myself something. I was teaching myself that my own word don't mean shit. It's fucking deep, man. Think about that. If another man lied to me as many times as I lied to myself, I would have cut that motherfucker out of my life years ago. But I can't cut myself out. So every broken promise, every excuse, every I'll start tomorrow just piled on top of the last one. Until one day, I ain't believe my bullshit no more. And maybe that's what people mean when they say they hate themselves. I'm not sure. But maybe they don't hate who they are. Maybe they hate waking up every day wondering, can I trust myself today? Because that's a lonely fucking place to be. You stop making big goals for yourself, not because you don't want them, but because you've broken so many promises to yourself, you don't believe that you're capable of doing shit anymore. Your own voice become background noise, and it's that voice that's always fucking with you, especially when you ain't living right. I'll save money. Yeah, I hear you. I'll lose the weight. You said that before, you fat motherfucker. I'll quit drinking. Nah, you won't. You chase the bottle when shit go bad. I'll change. Yeah, you said that shit before. Your own mind starts rolling its own eyes at your own bullshit. And that's a scary fucking place to live in. Because if you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck will? Then something happened. Not overnight. Not because I found motivation. Not because life got easier. But because I finally shut the fuck up. And I started keeping one promise at a time. But that first promise, that one, go to the gym. That's it. No speeches, no Instagram quotes, no waiting for Monday. Just simply go. And then I did it again and again and again until something started to change. Obviously, my body started to change, but that's not what saved me. The weight loss wasn't the biggest transformation. The biggest transformation was hearing myself make a promise and watching myself actually show the fuck up for it. That feeling, I can't even describe, because for the first time in years, or maybe in my life, the man in the mirror sounded like I can believe this motherfucker again. I started to trust him again. Not because he was lean. Not because he had abs and was getting sexy as fuck. Not because people started complimenting him, but because he said, I'll be here tomorrow. And he fucking showed up. And maybe that's what confidence really is. Not loving yourself all the time. Not thinking that you're perfect. Not pretending that you got all your shit together and got everything figured out. Maybe confidence is simply just knowing that when you give yourself your word, you can finally believe it. Because looking back, I don't ever think I hated myself. I think I was just heartbroken that I stopped believing in myself and in my own word. After losing 125 pounds, that shit didn't change my body. It gave me something I hadn't had in years. And it gave me a chance to win my word back. Maybe self-love isn't where confidence starts. Maybe confidence starts the first time you keep a promise to yourself when nobody is watching and you have to do it for you. That was a pretty deep place for me to go last night because I had nowhere else to go. I had to sit down and legit type out my feelings. And I really had to think, why didn't I trust myself? You know, because I could trust myself to be good at work. I could trust myself to make problems go away. I can trust myself to help the business make the best decisions. But I couldn't trust myself not to eat some goofy shit. I couldn't trust myself to stay away from gambling. I couldn't trust myself to keep my word. But I'm a man who was like, oh, trust is everything. Trust is everything. I was giving my trust to other people and people was giving me theirs. But what sense does that make if I can't even trust my fucking self? You know, it's so ironic, man, to where if you trust me to do something, I'm going to do it because I said I would do it because I gave my word to you. But I can't keep my word to myself. If that's not the most backward shit I ever heard of in my life, but that's cool because I'm not the only one who do that shit. And I'm not the only one who suffer from it either. I think the perception of me keeping my word to somebody else will make me valuable to them. But me not keeping my word to myself, it's like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I'll get to it. I'll start it. You know, I'll do it. But I didn't realize how much of an effect that was truly having on me until it kept mounting up, until you start brushing your teeth in the dark, until you start wearing these oversized shirts, until you start not wanting to take pictures, until you start not wanting to go to the beach. Because let's be real. Let's put all our cards on the table here. Royal flush. It's the reason why if my family said, oh, let's go to the beach. Nah, I don't like the water. It's not the water that I didn't like. It was my body that I didn't like. I didn't want to be out there, you know, big as fuck, titties and side fat spilling over my shirt. I didn't want to be out there to embarrass myself knowing how I look. But then I ended up depriving my kids of a good time. I ended up, you know, depriving myself of making good memories because I'm not in the best shape or any shape at all except for round to be out there and making memories with them, you know. And the funny part about that is, if hindsight is 20 because if I were to go to the beach right now, 98% of the motherfuckers out there is cooked. And I would have just blended the fuck in. Maybe I'd have been a little bit bigger than somebody. Maybe I'd have been a little bit smaller than somebody. But I would have blended the fuck in. I won't blend in now because I'd be out there just chilling. I'd be out there in the tank top or not, and I still wouldn't look nothing like anybody else. Because I've taken, and even then, if I was to go on vacation, I'm still going, and that's how I know I got locked the fuck in, right? Wherever I go, if I have to stay somewhere, what the hotel gym look like? Do they got a treadmill? Do they got an elliptical? They got something I can do cardio with? They got dumbbells? They got a machine? You know, I'm looking at these things before I even touch down because I want to make sure that I have no excuses to making sure I take care of myself. And at the end of it all, if the hotel ain't got it, I'm going to find the fucking gym around there anyway because there is no excuses anymore. That's what the compound effect did for me. I kept these promises and I don't want to not keep them anymore. Y'all, it's not a day go by that I'm laying in my bed when that alarm go off at 4. And I'm like, bruh, I went yesterday. I can afford to miss a day. And then my body just started moving. It's routine to my body at this point. Hey, get your ass up and go get it in. I was supposed to take a rest day Sunday and didn't. And I'm just like, damn, well, Monday I can take a break. Nope. I was in there Monday doing back. And I was like, damn, you know, Tuesday, I'm real tired now. I can really take a break because I put in all this work. Nope. Went in there and did legs yesterday. So now I was like, today I was really tired. I was like, man, shit, I'm going to lay in this bed and I'm going to fucking chill. Nah, I may have pushed the time back an hour because I went to bed a little bit late, but I still got up, walked my ass to the gym, did arms and shoulders. And tomorrow is my actual rest day. I ain't going to fucking rest. I'm going to rest, but I'm going to actively rest. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk. I'm going to hit my 10,000, 11, 12,000 steps in the morning. And I may do some push-ups. I may do some core workouts. I may do something just to still keep the blood flowing, just to keep my body moving. And those are promises that I kept to myself that I still keep. No matter what I'm going through, no matter how I feel, I can be depressed. I can be happy. I can be sad. I can hit the fucking lottery for $700 million. I really don't give a fuck. I'm going to be in that gym. That's just what it is. And I know people get excited. Oh man, if you hit $700 million, you ain't got to go to the gym. Yes, the fuck I do. Because what's the purpose of having all that money if I'm not going to be around healthy to spend it with my family? If I'm not going to be around healthy to give it away to people who need it. And people going to think I'm going to be weird. Oh, you capping. You ain't going to really do that shit. Bruh, if I ever hit the lottery for $700 million, besides most of that going to taxes, I know how much I need to make sure me and mine are going to be set. There is no reason why I need to go ahead and just buy mansions all over the United States and the world. The most I'll probably do, I have me a nice crib here in Texas. I have me a nice crib in South Carolina, where I'm from. So when I go home, I got a place to lay my head. Not that I ain't got one now, but I still want a dope crib. And I get one overseas to vacation in. That's cool. Make sure all the kids and they kids straight. And then guess what else? You want to donate. That's what this journey did for me. I don't know about y'all, but I don't think I want to be as greedy and as selfish no more because I get it. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, all those capitalist guys, hey, get your money. But look at all the problems that they got. Guys, I was happier when I was not making as much as I made because I didn't have the problems that I had. You know, I wasn't able to overspend because I didn't have it to overspend. I wasn't able to try to, you know, keep up with the Joneses and stuff because I was happy with what I had. We still had a nice big home. We still had cars to get us from point A to B, and we still had money to eat. That's all that matters. All that other extra shit, it doesn't. And me as a man, you always want more because when you feel stuck, you feel like you're not striving, you feel like you're not doing shit. I fell into that loop. That's why I left the corporate structure and went into operations. And I was talking to my man, Raheem Travis. Great fucking guy, man, from Amarillo, Texas. One of the realest dudes I know in this business that look like me. That man straight up told me, whenever I went into a store, he was like, damn, I heard it. He's like, I heard everything, boy. You was touching paper, you was wilding. And it's true, because I ended up making so much more money that I didn't know how to contain myself because I was doing something that I was proud of. It was easy for me to make promises to myself in that world because what drove me was the money. That was it. I didn't realize the benefits of having a good fucking body. I don't need the CPAP no more. I'm not snoring anymore. You know, I'm waking up with energy. You know, even if I'm tired, I still have enough to get up and be like, I'm not as heavy as I used to be. I would take me making $70,000 a year right now in this body over me making $500,000 a year in that old body. I know it's fucked up to say, but guys, I truly value my health. Nothing feels better than putting on a medium fucking t-shirt and walking around in public and I don't have to worry about if I look fat, because I fucking don't. It looks snug. It looks like it's supposed to fit, because you know them shoulders gonna pop, that V-taper gonna pop, them lats gonna pop, them shoulders gonna look good, and the outline of the chest look great, and the shirt hugging your arms. Those are all things that signifies that you fucking keep your word to yourself, that you respect yourself now. I didn't realize that. I thought money made people respect you. No, money makes people respect you when they don't respect themselves. That's a fucking bar. I gotta write that down. But it's the truth. I can come across any businessman that's in shape and he like a CEO or a CFO or something like that. I already know how they gonna treat me. Yes, you may be the CEO, but guess what, motherfucker? We both in shape. We both got the discipline to get what we want. Even though our schedules are jam-packed, we still make time for us. Now, you and I can communicate on a different level. You're not going to talk to me like you talk to this fat motherfucker over here, because his idea of a good time is shoveling pizza down his fucking face. But you and me, our idea of a good time, maybe golfing, you know, maybe lifting, maybe doing cardio, because my hobbies, obviously y'all know your boy love to golf. That ain't changed. But I actually enjoy going to lift heavy shit now. I actually enjoy getting on that treadmill after my workout to walk uphill at 12% incline, 3 miles per hour. And most times I might have to up that because I ain't even sweating no more when I do that. So that's how I know my stamina getting good. You know, you have these things now to where your conversations won't even be the same no more. They won't. I told you, my friend Ali, he's like, hey man, you gonna come to the hookah? Why you ain't come to the hookah lounge this past Saturday? I was like, because y'all go too late. He's like, man, it was only 11 o'clock. I said, yes, 11 o'clock. It'd take me 30 minutes to get there because I live on the outskirts of Dallas. So it'd take me 30 minutes to get there. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna listen to y'all talk about work. I'm gonna listen to y'all talk about some bullshit that ain't got nothing to fucking do with me, really. And then we gonna laugh and joke about the good old days, and we gonna talk about the future because my man want me to work with him again. Hard no right now. So I'm just like, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about how beautiful your kids are, and you know, good, got a great life at home, because he really do. And then, you know, I'm gonna be there for about an hour or two doing that. Next thing I know is 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I gotta get on the road, drive 30 minutes back home, and then it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Oh, and guess what? I gotta be up at 5 o'clock for the gym. I can't function off of 3 hours of sleep and still go out there and give my best. So what did I do? I set a fucking boundary, because that promise I made to myself will not allow me to let anybody go over that boundary. Bro, you my brother and I love you, but if I got to go to the gym on that Sunday morning, I'm going to the gym that Sunday morning, and that requires me to rest. That requires me to sleep. Oh man, you doing too much. Well, I mean, that's why I look like this and you look like that, bro. You comfortable in your skin and I'm finally comfortable in mine. You know, and he respected that. You know what, cool. I said, but I don't lift every Sunday because that's supposed to be my rest day. I just been having a lot on my plate, which allowed me to go lift this Sunday. So how about this? What time do y'all get off work here? Man, we leaving, the doors are shut and locked at 8 o'clock. Okay. I'll already be in the area. We meet at the hookah lounge. Y'all smoke, y'all drink, y'all do whatever y'all do. I'm just gonna be there because I'm there for you. I'm not there to meet nobody. I'm not there to do anything else. I'm there because you as my friend want to talk to me, I'll be there. And he fully respected that. When you keep these promises to yourself, you unknowingly set these boundaries that are so fucking beneficial that you don't even realize you set them. You just look at it as, oh no, I kept a promise to myself. Bro, you set boundaries. You really do. Because I easily could have been like, oh yeah, I'll be there. And then made an excuse not to go to the gym the next day because I was too tired. And why was I too tired? Because I didn't put a boundary in place that would have told me to get my ass home at a decent time to rest and then go do what I need to do. I get it. Guys, there's nothing wrong with having a social life. There's nothing wrong with any of that shit. I encourage you to do it, but not at the expense of yourself. Not at the expense of breaking a promise to yourself. And that is getting your ass up and going to the fucking gym. I had a client reach out to me this morning. The link is in the description for my Calendly. If you want to go ahead and join ACA at Atlas Creed Athletics, you need to go ahead and just book that time with me. Don't waste my time. Just putting it out there up front. If you know why you calling me, you know why. I know why. We gonna handle some things and we gonna get to the business. Okay. He called me today, and I'm so glad he called me because we went over a lot of things. And I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna let the results speak for themselves. But when you almost 400 pounds and you're not a tall guy, I'm not expecting you to do what I do. Not at all. I'm expecting for you just to build habits at first. And I do that by design. I say, hey, read this book, and this is all I want you to do for now. Oh, I ain't got to go to the weight room and do it. Nah, bro. I need you to get 10,000 steps a day for these first 8 weeks. If you can get there, we're going to be all right. But you got to build the momentum first. And he came clean and told me, man, Sean, I'm not getting 10,000 steps a day right now. Right now, it's just too hard. How many are you getting? I'm getting around like 7 or 8. That's fine. Progress, not perfection. You're doing some shit that your body hasn't done in years, probably ever, but you're pushing, and I'm proud of you. Y'all have no idea how proud, as just another brother and his coach, that he's trusting me to get him to where he want to go because I took the initiative to do what I wanted to do and get to where I wanted to go. Granted, I had structure, I had an outline, but it was ultimately up to me to go out there and get it done. I'm different than other coaches though, because I'm not going to just tell you what to do and how to do it. I want to pick your brain. I want to see where you are. And I can give you the real, man. Sean, man, look, I got this coming up and I really want to do this. Yeah, man, look, I'm going to be real with you. You haven't earned any of that shit yet. You still building trust with me. But this is what we can do. You know, I'm not all about saying, no, you can't. I'm going to try to give you solutions as well. This is what we can do. But the whole purpose of me making you build this momentum is because you have to learn to keep the promises to yourself. You know, and then if you do get weak and man, Sean, I really want this burger, man. I want these 8 hot dogs, man. I want this milkshake. All right, give me a call. As soon as you give me a call, only thing I'm going to read off is the why. I have all my customers give me a why. The ones who need to. Read your why to me. Right. So you read your why to me. Is going back on your word and this promise to yourself worth 3,000 calories worth of some shit that's not going to do you no good right now. Your mind is powerful. It's trying to keep you comfortable. You have to fight that shit. Guys, I fight peanut butter every fucking day, especially because I got the PB Fit that I put in my protein powder. But that's enough for me. It's just enough to give me some taste, and it's definitely enough to give me the nutrients that I need without all the bad shit. But you better believe when my day comes to fuck some shit up, I'm going to have some fucking peanut butter. I'm going to have it on some sourdough. I'm going to have it with some blueberry preserve. I'm going to put a little Kerrygold butter in that pan. And I'm going to grill both sides like it's a grilled cheese. Bruh, you can't tell me that ain't no good eating. And then the thing is, I ain't going to even have most, but I'm going to have one. And that's going to be my little cheap meal. But guess what my other meal going to be? It's going to be ground chicken breast into like smash burgers with low-fat cheese, sourdough bread, air fried, make my own like sauce, little mayonnaise, whatever, lettuce, tomato, onion. I'm gonna have 3 of them shits, and I already did the calories for them. Each sandwich is 460 calories and like close to 59 grams of protein. That is some awesome fucking that's an awesome ratio. Because when you add a 0 to the end of your protein and it's over or equal to or really close to your calorie, that's great. That's good, right? I'm saying that to say I've come to a point to where I don't hate myself. I just hated that identity. I did, because that identity doesn't allow me to feel the way I feel now. Like, I know I worked out hard as fuck this morning, and I also did a bunch of steps, and I still walked my dog. You know, I made a mistake and got the wrong yogurt because it's got 190 calories instead of the 90 calories, but I still ate it, and I don't even feel guilty about it. I also ate watermelon today. I also, I had the little dark chocolate, I had, 10 grams of dark chocolate chips in my yogurt. Bro, none of that shit make me feel bad no more. Because it's like, I'm not sitting here eating a whole bag anymore. I'm not sitting here trying to eat a whole bunch of just goofy shit just because I feel like it. I don't even have a taste for that shit. I literally just want more of the healthier shit that I eat. And unfortunately, I can't have it right now because I'm deep into a cut. But you better believe when this cut is over with and I get a chance to reverse, I already know it's going to be. It's going to be a lot more ground chicken breast. It's going to be a lot more salmon. It's going to be a lot more broccoli. It's going to be a lot more potatoes. It's going to be some cottage cheese. It's going to be more Greek yogurt. It's going to be more walnuts. It's going to be more honey or agave nectar. Guys, this is the part I get excited about because that's who I am now. I kept so many promises to myself that I trust myself again. I trust myself not to stop by Cut Andy's and get some fucked up custard. You know, I trust myself to know that, hey, when I do want something sweet, it's going to be controlled by me. I'll make the healthiest version of banana bread that I can. You know, I'm putting the Greek yogurt in there. You know, I'm putting the 1 egg. You know, I'm using the protein powder and a very little amount of flour and stuff. Like, I'm trying to make it as healthy as possible so I can still enjoy these things. Because in real life, you can enjoy these things. We just enjoy them in excess because we don't know when to stop. I thank God every day that I have a better sense of knowing when to stop and getting right back on track the next day. Because it's easy to fuck up and just keep going. But it's like, all right, cool. That was one day. I went over my calories by 200. Who gives a fuck? But at the end, I keep forgetting, bro, you put in work this morning. And you put in work during the afternoon. So you actually got some room. But I don't tell myself that because that's not what greatness is. You know, greatness is pushing forward regardless and just never stopping. Like I said before in Current, this is a lifelong journey for us, y'all. So if you feel like, if you've come to the part of your journey to where you're looking at old pictures and you hate that person, don't. Show some empathy, right? Because that person didn't know. That person was comfortable. That person didn't keep his word. But look at you now. You keeping your word. You fighting to keep your word. And you're rebuilding everything about you, and it's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're great. Look, I'm going to be here to tell you these things. Oh man, you can't tell another man that. Man, fuck you. I can tell another man what I want. Because we don't have that safe space to feel like, oh man, this brother truly said this. Yes, I said it, bro. Regardless of how you look now. If you're a fat motherfucker now, you got the power to change it. Stop making excuses. I don't care if your back hurt. I don't care if your ankle hurt. I don't care if you got an ingrown. I just don't fucking care, because if you want something bad enough, you will do it. If you want something bad enough, you're going to go get it. I've said it countless times. There's nothing stronger than a made up mind. And when you've had enough of living your life on a CPAP, when you've had enough of people looking at you when you eating, if you've had enough of not being enough, you're going to know when it's time. And I just hope you realize it before it's too late. I really do. My calendar is in the description. People hit me up and booking time with me all the time. I'm getting to a point where I gotta, hey, look, I'm only gonna take so many people. And I'm thankful for this opportunity. I really am, because these people are trusting me based on my authenticity, my journey. They're trusting me to help them get to where they need to go. That's enough for me. But when you're looking at those pictures and you thinking about your past, don't hate yourself, man. Don't. Be thankful that you finally got it in your mind, in your spirit, that you was going to change for the better. And your children going to love you for it. Your lady going to love you for it. I promise you, your lady going to love you a lot for it, because, fellas, if you don't know, your thing going to get bigger, because all that fat around it going to, like, go away. She going to be like, damn. You going to be in there like, damn, I ain't never been in this part of town before. Like, damn. I'm telling you guys, things are going to change. Your wife going to have that genuine desire for you again. She going to want to jump on you when she see you taking off your shirt. She going to want to touch you when you just sitting there not doing nothing. You know, granted, I ain't experiencing none of this shit, but I mean, I can only imagine, like, for you fellas that's in a good space with your lady and you doing your thing, bro, it's going to be beautiful. And I told one of my customers this morning, don't say shit. Don't tell your wife you're going on a health journey. Don't tell your friends. Don't tell your family. Because for so many years, they've been listening to you talk. They've been listening to you say, I'm going to get right. And then you don't get right. And then they say, yeah, I knew his fat ass wasn't going to do it. I went through it. I'm relating this to me. But when I finally shut the fuck up and disappeared and just did it, oh, man, it was such a beautiful feeling. Even when I was in Poland, I didn't talk about the journey. I ain't talk about nothing. People just saw me eating the same thing every day. And they noticed that when they walking into work, I'm walking from the gym. And when you seeing somebody doing that every day for 6 months, and then it's cold for a lot of that time, and I was still walking around in bigger clothes, obviously they could see my face had got a little leaner, but they didn't see my body. So one day, I'm wearing big clothes. I mean, people come, man, you lost so much weight, you look great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But boy, when I came in there in form-fitting clothes, that changed the fucking game. It was like, whoa. I was like, what? It's like, bro, I don't know what you did, but you look amazing. And it started to get infectious. People want to know what I'm eating. People want to know how much I'm eating. People want to know where I go to get my food. People want to know all these different things. And it's infectious. Some of it going to be envy too, but you can handle that. But just start. Start trusting yourself. All it takes is one promise to keep. Just one promise to keep. And if you severely over, like I said, give me a call so we can get your momentum going. Because I'm not going to have you lifting weights immediately. I'm going to have you eating right immediately. And I'm going to have you walking your big ass everywhere. But after that, then when you got that momentum and you have that confidence and you say, you know what, Sean, I'm ready to go. All right, this is what we're going to do. You need to go get some creatine. You need to go get some glutamine. You need to get your whey protein. You need to get you some magnesium glycinate, some melatonin. Because and I tell people all the time, the rest is just as important as the diet and the lifting. I'm a believer because I've seen it and I know it works. So, guys, have some grace. Give yourself some grace. When you're looking at those pictures and you don't recognize who that person was, give that person some grace and give yourself some grace. We all have to change, and it's all for the better, and it's beautiful. So, I'm looking forward to talking to quite a few of y'all, because I know this video gonna reach you and you tired of hating yourself. Now it's time to start taking care of yourself. And you're gonna start that by not playing the fucking away games.